The right-hander from West Virginia, Alec Manoa, faces the minimum in the first inning, walked Jacob Goldfarb, and then picked him off of first base. Then struck out Austin Shenton to end the inning, and we go to the bottom half of the first. Blake Sabol, Michael Busch, and Spencer Torkelson for the Chatham Anglers in the bottom half of the first inning. It's the Anglers fighting to stay alive here in Game 2 of the 2018 Cape League Championship Series. After a 5-3 loss last night at Spillane Field in Wareham, the Gatemen are a win away from hoisting the Arnold Mycott Trophy at Veterans Field tonight. Blake Sabol, a .340 hitter in the regular season. 7 home runs, 22 RBIs, and good speed on the base paths. It's been solid this postseason for the Anglers, but only reached once yesterday, and it was on an error. Steps in, first pitch, high fastball, and he pops it way into the air over the first base dugout and out of play towards the playground that lies to the right side of the right field foul pole here at Veterans Field in Chatham. Some young fans go after it, and the count 0-1 to the USC left-hander Sabol. Points the bat out toward the infield, then wags it over the plate, then in front of his left shoulder. The 0-1 pitch to Sabol, high fastball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Derek West, the Pittsburgh right-hander, has been solid for the Gatemen all summer long. Struggled a bit in his lone postseason appearance, but the offense had his back. In a big Game 2 Western Division Series win over Kitsui, 1-1. High fastball for ball 2. Sabol, Busch, and Torkelson to get things started for the Anglers. Top half of the A's lineup has been vital to their success in the postseason. But Torkelson, really the only difference maker last night. 2-1 pitch from West. Another high fastball, and it's 3-1 to Sabol. The Anglers were dealt a couple of leadoff walks last night. The Anglers, at the end of the ball game, left 10 runners on base. 7 of the 10 in scoring position. Also committed 2 defensive errors. The Anglers lost by 2. 3-1 to Sabol. Another high fastball. It's a leadoff walk for USC's Blake Sabol.
Sabol hitless for the first time in the postseason last night. This time comes back with a bounce-back plate appearance. Lengthy at bat, works walk, leaves a couple of West fastballs out of the zone.
And now the left-handed second baseman from North Carolina, Michael Busch. Michael Busch has been one of the hottest bats in the Anglers lineup here in the 2018 playoffs, but was 0 for 5 last night with 3 strikeouts. Now with a speedy runner on first base. The first pitch, fastball in the outside corner, and the count 0-1. Busch did not play the entirety of the Cape League season for the Anglers. North Carolina took a trip to Omaha, and Busch ran into a fence going after a foul ball. Did not arrive in Chatham right away, but then made an impact as soon as he arrived. 0-1. Fastball just fouled right off the chest plate of the catcher Martellini, and the count 0-2. Derek West, the Pittsburgh right-hander, has just been clocked with a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. He likes to utilize that fastball. That's his go-to. Also goes with a slider, curveball, and a change. Nobody out, a man on first. 0-2 pitch to Busch. High fly ball lifted deep left field. Goldfarb backtracks towards the warning track, sets up underneath it, and makes the grab. Sabol was on his way to second. He'll have to retreat back to first base. And there's one down on the fly out to left from Michael Busch.
3 strikeout night for Michael Busch last night. You mentioned that. Those are the kinds of swings that you want to have him. You want to see him have, rather. Puts the charge into that one, drives the left fielder Goldfarb all the way back to the track.
Busch had a good swing, but also for Goldfarb, looked like he didn't know where it was. Kind of playing a little shallow on Busch. Then had to hightail it to the warning track. Ultimately made the grab. Now Spencer Torkelson. First pitch, fastball right over the plate, no swing from the slugger, and the count 0-1. Defensive alignment for the Wareham Gatemen, brought to you by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Derek West on the bump. Gian Martellini behind the plate, the catcher from Boston College. He completes the Gateman battery. Torkelson digs in, 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. The first baseman is Lyle Lockhart, and boy was he a difference maker last night. Made 3 or 4 fantastic plays at first base, including the final out of the ballgame. Oliver Dunn starts at second. Austin Shenton, the league's hottest hitter, starts at third, and UCLA's Ryan Kreidler starts at short. 1-1 to Torkelson, fastball line drive past the second baseman into right field for a base hit. Sabol came in hot to second base, but will hold up there. It's a 1-out base knock for ASU's Spencer Torkelson. There's runners on first and second with only 1 down.
Spencer Torkelson entered Game 2 of the Division Series, 2 for his last 22. Since 9 for his last 18 with 7 RBIs. Just goes with that one, flicks it into right field, and the Anglers in business for the cleanup man.
Spencer Torkelson had reached in every single game he had played in here on Cape Cod. Reached first base, and now that extends today. Now Colin Simpson, the lefty from Oklahoma State. First pitch fastball fouled off into the netting behind the plate, and the count 0-1. Completing that short and sweet ice cream defensive alignment for Wareham, Jacob Goldfarb starts in left. UCLA's Jeremy Idens in center, and Isaac Collins all the way out in right. Simpson, a .275 hitter in the regular season after a very slow start, hitting below 200. And a massive streak the final 2 weeks of the summer. 0-1. Fastball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Anglers with the speedy Blake Sable in scoring position. And we heard from Tom Holliday in the Anglers Extra pregame show, the first manager show we did today. Also talked with Gateman skipper Don Snedden. Holliday said, got to get the early runs. See what the Anglers do here. 1-1 to Simpson. Fastball low and away, 2 balls and a strike. The Anglers had their opportunities in Game 1. Went down in order in the first inning, but left 2 runners in scoring position in the second, left a runner in scoring position in the third, and then 2 runners in scoring position in the fourth. Didn't push a run across until Torkelson's solo shot in the 7th inning. 2-1 pitch to Simpson, breaking ball, misses low and away, 3 balls and a strike. First time we've seen Derek West really go after that high and looping breaking ball. Ineffective and drops in outside, 3 balls and a strike. Tristan English waits on deck. He had a 2-run blast in the 9th inning to start a Chatham comeback. Could not be completed. But first, Colin Simpson with 2 men on and 1 down. 3-1 pitch. Fastball on the outer half for strike 2. The count is full to the Oklahoma State left-hander, Colin Simpson.
You have to figure Simpson will get another fastball. The last thing West wants to do is load the bases for English.
Sable on second. He had the leadoff walk. Torkelson on first after the base hit. And 1 down, payoff pitch to Simpson. Fastball that's nubbed foul right towards the Anglers manager outside the third base dugout. Tom Holliday slowly steps out of the way and then hands the foul ball to one of the Anglers' ball boys. You could call them bat boys. In this scenario, they're a ball boy. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Simpson. Sable on second, Torkelson on first. Payoff offering from Derek West. The runners go. Line drive towards the second baseman. Through for a base hit. Sable tears around third. The throw home is on target but late, and the Anglers are on the board. Colin Simpson delivers. It's an RBI base hit to right field. And for the first time in 2018, Chatham has the early lead on the Wareham Gatemen.
Simpson 2 for his last 13, entering that at bat. And he said he was going to get a pitch on 3-2. Thought off one, and then drives a fastball through the gap. A pitch that Spencer Torkelson had to avoid. A line drive that whistled right in front of his chest. Torkelson avoids it, goes first to third, and the Anglers still threatening in this first inning.
And now runners on the corners for Tristan English. A 2-run pinch hit home run in the 9th inning last night. So he digs in from Georgia Tech. First pitch fastball popped up over the first base dugout and out of play. Tristan English was a .300 hitter on the summer. This was easy math to do even if you weren't looking at a stat sheet. He was 30 for 100 in the regular season. 5 home runs, 19 RBIs. Decent speed on the base paths, now with runners on the corners. 0-1. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 2. Pitch low and inside, right on top of his feet. And English swung right after it. Came up empty. It's 0-2 with 1 down.
English had the 2-run home run last night as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning, and he did it on a curveball. That time got another hook and loaded up like he wanted to do the exact same thing.
Torkelson on third. Simpson on first after the RBI base hit to bring home the opening run in Sable. The 0-2 pitch to English. Popped up in the infield. Second baseman Dunn on the edge of the outfield grass. Makes the grab for out number 2. English retired. There's 2 down for John Rave.
Number 3, John Rave.
The Anglers on the board here in Game 2 of the 2018 Cape League Championship Series. Including Game 1, the Anglers have met the Wareham Gatemen 5 times in 2018. This is their 6th, and it's the first time the A's have been on the board first. John Rave digs in. First pitch fastball popped up down the left field line. Goldfarb gives chase, as does Shenton, and tracks it in foul territory and just in playable area, right on the left field fence. Hugs it in front of the Anglers' left field bullpen, hauls it in for the final out of the inning. But the Anglers on the board first. 1 run on 2 hits and 2 runners left on base. The RBI base hit from Colin Simpson brings home Sable. It's 1-0 Anglers in Game 2 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Take it away, Josh.
Well, guys, thanks so much for having me. It's the Arizona State Sun Devil Gage Workman, switch hitting shortstop, facing off with his collegiate teammate Spencer Van Scoy. Gets the first pitch and fouls it off into the netting behind the plate. The count 0-1. Gage Workman, a switch hitter for the Sun Devils and for the defending champion Brewster Whitecaps. Came to the plate to bat right-handed for the first time tonight against the lefty Van Scoy. Now batting righty again. 0-1 pitch. Takes a fastball inside that misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Workman found himself as a staple in the Sun Devils lineup in the springtime. Now steps back in. The 1-1 pitch from Van Scoy. Grounded down the third baseline and out of play. It's 1-2. Workman, an Arizona native. Grew up in Cave Creek, watching Sun Devil baseball in the Valley of the Sun. His favorite ASU baseball memory was watching Colby Woodmansey hit a walk-off home run in the first game at Phoenix Municipal Stadium. 1-2 high and outside, 2-2. He struggled a bit on Cape Cod thus far, hitting just 141 entering the game, but has done well against Chatham this season. 2-2. Fouled off behind the plate. Count holds at 2-2.
Nice job that time by Workman just to get a piece of that breaking ball, stay alive. Van Scoy, a hard slider inside, but Workman able to get a piece.
Van Scoy has struggled a little bit with control at ASU and here in Chatham. 2-2. Fastball grounded towards the left side. Shortstop Greg Jones over to first base, and a 6-3 putout for out number 1 to start off the top of the 4th inning. Greg Jones, one of those really nice gloves for the Chatham Anglers. Switch hitting shortstop and center fielder combination out of UNC Wilmington. Faced off with Gage Workman and Spencer Van Scoy in the spring. UNC Wilmington took 2 of 3 from ASU, and now back to the top of the order for Canzone. First pitch breaking ball misses just a bit outside, and the count 1-0. Something we've talked about all season long for the ASU Sun Devil Spencer Van Scoy is the curveball. When it's on, it's on. 1-0 to Canzone. Fastball outside, 2-0.
And we've seen that in this outing. He has a very good breaking pitch. Sometimes has trouble controlling it, but when he does have control, is very effective.
2-0 to Canzone. Lifted down the left field line and out of play for the first strike of the at-bat. It's 2-1. Van Scoy, the left-hander, found his way into the starting lineup, or rather the starting rotation for ASU as a freshman. Issues the 2-1. Breaking ball that drops in waist high, 2-2.
That time the breaking ball right at the hitter, breaking out over the plate. Take a look at it right here. That one.
2-2. Swung on and missed by Canzone. First strikeout of the outing for Spencer Van Scoy. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
And this is what makes Van Scoy so difficult to hit. That breaking pitch, especially to lefties, it actually breaks right at the hitter, and then that one staying on the inner half, but Canzone unable to make contact, and the first strikeout of the game for Van Scoy.
And now another Pac-12 product. It's Cal's Cameron Eden. 1 for 1 on the day with a base hit and a run scored in the 4-run 3rd inning for the Whitecaps. He's had success against the A's so far this season. First pitch from Van Scoy. Fastball lifted down the right field line, and it hooks out of play, 0-1. Eden took a bouncing ball off of his face the last time these two teams played. Had to leave the game with an injury. But now back in the lineup today for the Whitecaps. And he's had success against the Anglers this summer. 3 for 9, including his first 2 plate appearances today, and also a run scored. As the Brewster Whitecaps just continue to find success against the Anglers here on the elbow of Cape Cod. 0-1 to Eden. Fastball just nubbed foul towards the on-deck batter, Jesse Franklin, and it's 0-2.
Excuse me, swing that time by Eden, and he falls behind 0-2. You take a look at that black eye. You're
there
right,
it is.
Josh. That is a shiner.
But he's still seeing the baseball well already with a hit today and drew a walk in the 3rd. The Whitecaps struggling in 2018. He's not struggling at all. 0-2. Fastball low, sees it clearly, and it's 1-2 on a low pitch from Van Scoy. The fog continuing to roll in here, dubbed by some as the 5th inning fog. Well, tonight, 1st inning fog at Veterans Field. Still lingering through Veterans Field as the 1-2 to Eden. Fastball swung on and missed low by Van Scoy as the Arizona State Sun Devil gets right through the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Van Scoy and the Anglers defense, and we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Heart of the order up for the Anglers when we come back. It's English, Bush, and Simpson. Top of the order for Arizona State here in the bottom of the 3rd. Gage Canning 0 for 1 today, as he will come to the plate to get things started here in the bottom of the 3rd. First pitch swinging, crushed, deep right field. Forget about it. Gage Canning, you are ridiculous. Oh my. He keeps saying, and I keep bringing this up on Pac-12 broadcasts, Gage Canning keeps saying, you know, I wanted to see more pitches. I wanted to be more patient at the plate. He doesn't need it. He swings at the first pitch he sees and crushes it to the national championship board in deep right center. And the Sun Devils lead it 2-0.
Well, my goodness, is there anything this guy can't do? He's the leader in triples in the NCAA with 9, and that's his 4th home run on the season.
And only 3 of them have been hit over the wall.
Exactly, and this is incredible. Like just a swing and a drive over to the scoreboard here at Phoenix Municipal Stadium and bounces right off of that. That man has been hitting the weight room lately, and that shows it.
And here comes Spencer Torkelson. Talk about home runs, as he is 1 away from claiming sole possession of the NC2A lead. 0-1 the count to the ASU freshman first baseman, as Hurt delivers, finding the outside corner quickly. 0-2 to Torkelson. So 2 nice bounce back pitches after hanging that last pitch right over the plate for Canning to crush. Torkelson tied for the NCAA lead and leads the team with 14 home runs. 28 runs batted in. The 0-2, fastball missing high and outside for the first ball of the at-bat, 1-2.
This top of the order for the Sun Devils has got to be something that Sun Devil faithful have really just been surprised by, because you get a guy like Gage Canning, the NCAA leader in triples, and now a home run hitter as of recently. And then you get Spencer Torkelson, who is just phenomenal in his freshman season. 14 home runs on the year for him. And then you got Lyle Lynn, who can do a little mix here, a mix there with so many doubles, so many triples, or so many home runs, excuse me. But this top of the lineup is something that Sun Devil fans have got to be excited about.
Torkelson fouls off the 2-2. Count will remain 2-2 with nobody on and nobody out. Offense really hasn't been the problem for ASU this year, outscoring their opponents 155 to 145. 22 home runs compared to allowing just 12.
Yeah, the efficiency at the plate for the Sun Devils has been great, like you mentioned, Josh, and the reason for it is that man right there.
Torkelson's 2-2, pops it up right to second base. Underneath it is Perez for out number 1.
And in your freshman season, you're going to have at-bats like that. You see a bunch of pitches that you like and some that you don't like and some that you just have to spoil off like that. And for that, that's still a well-struck ball. And for Spencer Torkelson to put a swing on that, that thing must have been, what, a mile high up in the air? And it came down over to second base, and you just see the raw power that this guy has and the raw muscle that he has, and he's going to be something for scouts to really look out for.
Here's Lyle Lynn. He's got some power, too. Takes the first pitch, a breaking ball in there for strike one. Flied out to right field in his first at-bat, and this thing, it didn't seem like it at first, but this thing almost got out of the park, too. 345, the warning track in deep right. Big swing and a miss from Lyle Lynn. And we've talked about this all season long, is that probably could have been a home run at another ballpark in his last at-bat. 345 in the corners here at Muni, 390 in the gaps, 410 to dead center. And for ASU, they will be moving in the fences next year, so expect even more home runs. The 0-2 to Lynn just gets a piece of it, slices it towards associate head coach and third base coach Ben Greenspan, who flips it all the way back across the infield towards the Devils' dugout. 0-2 the count to the catcher Lyle Lynn.
And, you know, we talk about the home runs from Spencer Torkelson and now recently Gage Canning, but for Lyle Lynn, he's one of those guys that can present a lot of opportunities for you, a wide open stance, and one of those athletic builds that you love to see in a baseball player. And for him, it's all about working the count and boosting his average and really putting the swing on those balls that you can get for extra base hits, because with the stat line coming into this game, he had a .443 slugging percentage. That's something you look at and you're just like, wow, that guy can do what?
1 ball and 2 strikes as he took the 0-2 up high. Here's Hertz 1-2, getting a piece of it, slicing it towards Bouchard at short. Long throw to first in time. A 6-3 put out for out number 2. That brings Alika Williams to the plate.
And you know, Josh, we talked on this earlier about Alika Williams moving into the 4 spot, but I want to touch on it a little bit more. It's kind of an interesting move from head coach Tracy Smith, because Alika batting .297 coming into this contest and having the 27 hits that are to his name, putting him at the 4 spot. You don't see a lot of second basemen being in that position. The only one I can think of off the top of my head in the majors would be Robinson Cano, but even Cano moves into the 3 or the 2 spot pretty frequently.
First pitch from Hurt, threw it in the dirt, 1-0. But yeah, I mean, this is like Alika Williams. Yes, that .297 average has definitely stood out, especially over the past couple weeks, raising it. 11 RBIs, a couple stolen bases, but so far we haven't seen a whole lot of power from Alika. So that's what's interesting about having him in the 4 spot. But of course, Tracy Smith, you know, if this kid's hitting, he's going to move him up in the lineup. And I kind of like, we haven't seen it play out yet, but in certain situations, this could work to perfection. The 1-0. Breaking ball finds the strike zone. Count will even at 1 apiece with 2 away and nobody on base for the Devils.
And, you know, with the build of Alika Williams, you're not going to see too many home runs from him, but you are going to see those doubles that are placed perfectly in the gaps, as we see a healthy hack from him there. And, you know, for him, it's just the location of his swings and everything. If you get one down the line, the speed that he presents as well. For a second baseman like him, I remember being in his position in high school. You want to get those singles, but you can create those to be doubles with the wheels that you have.
The 1-2 from Kyle Hurt. Williams takes outside. Alika draws a 2-2 count.
And, you know, with his plate discipline, he's got 8 walks on the season coming into today and also 10 strikeouts on the year. So that strikeout to walk percentage is pretty good and in his favor.
Williams calls time. Kyle Hurt was taking his. Here's the 2-2. Comebacker up the middle, snagged by Kyle Hurt. Nice play by the freshman righty. Flips it over to first for out number 3. The Sun Devils score 1 run on 1 hit. A towering home run for Gage Canning. His 4th of the season gives the Devils a 2-run lead here in Phoenix.